everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to Reptiles and Cocktails. Let's get this started with our guest, Benji's Beauties. It's going to be a cool one because I get to know Benji. Hey, GP. Welcome, GP. Welcome to the sponsor. Everybody, if you can for me, both sides, you got it. If you can share this out, I'll do so as well. It's going to be definitely an interesting conversation. It's always fun when you are speaking to someone that you're not that familiar with. It's definitely a better podcast because you're learning so much about a person opposed to interviewing somebody that you know. I always say those conversations just a little tougher, but I hope everybody is enjoying your weekend, having a happy Saturday so far. Monday is a holiday, so I hope this is a nice 3-day weekend and you guys can join the party on Monday for 2 Peas in a podcast. Hopefully, talking to Dre, everything should be good for Monday for him to be able to join as well. And on Monday, what we're going to do is we just want to take a moment and make sure that we acknowledge some people who are just doing some amazing things in the reptile community and some people who just had an amazing week doing some amazing things. So, good morning, Pike. Are you on your phone? Good morning, Kai. I just love Kai. You know how some people you just see their name makes them bubble. Kai names makes me bubble. He's just such a good spirit. Good morning, Stone Age. Good afternoon. We was just saying, me and Benji was just saying how it's not morning this afternoon, but for me, typically I'm only rolling out of bed an hour before the show, so it feels like morning to me. Good morning, afternoon, Elias. Good morning, bro. Good morning, Stan. Good morning, Ken. So yes, guys, like keep on coming in. And like I said, just share it out for me. And so we're going to start off by doing this, acknowledging and appreciating our sponsor, who is GP Snakes. GP Snakes sponsored at the episode of 2 Peas in a Podcast for the month of January and February. So thank you so much for your support. GP is just a great person in the community. I say that in this actual intro of him. But please give him a follow on Instagram. Watch his podcast. Really view and see because he brings on such amazing guests. Good show last night with Mike from Herb Collectors. But a lot of people that you see in the podcast world remember that their start, or like for me, my start wasn't with GP, but where I felt like I catapulted or I wanted to just do so much more. I was energized by my first interview with Gershon. And one of the things that Gershon has said was, turn your camera around. So y'all, I swear when I'm doing videos or anything like that, and the YouTube shorts drive me crazy because I can't fix those. But all of my videos and recordings and things like that, Gershon was like, you have to turn it around. If I will forget, he will make sure he remind me. So, I would definitely say that he took me, interest to get to the next level and use some of the tools that I have, including eventually I'm going to use this camera that I had forever to stream. But I happen to love the camera on this MacBook and on the iPad when I use that. So I love it. It still makes me look hydrated and everything. And like I said, I just woke up about an hour ago. So the camera works for me. All right, guys. So let's take it and say thank you. Welcome everyone to the chat. And when we come back, we're going to kick off with Benji.
The sponsor of this episode is Gershon of GP Snakes. Gershon is a ball python breeder, and he is an awesome advocate for a sense of community in the ball python hobby. I am a lucky and honored customer of Gershon's, where I purchased these beautiful clown head albinos. Gershon is the host of Under a Thousand Pod that airs every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Next up, that airs every second Thursday at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And he also does Grow Out that airs 6 p.m. Central Standard Time the last Thursday of every month. He's very busy. You can find him on all platforms, including YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, Gershon, for all that you do for the community. Follow Gershon, and definitely, if you're looking for some awesome animals, look him up on Morph Market as well.
All right, so let's bring on our guests.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon. Welcome, Benji from Benji Exotics. Benji, let's just start. And just like I said, we're just going to get right into it. Tell us a little bit about who you are. I know that one thing we have in common is that we are in Southern Maryland. I don't meet many people who are in Southern Maryland in the reptile community. I'm a part of Maryland, yes, but not Southern Maryland. Esteban, I miss you too. I actually talked about Canelo last night. Miss him. Hey, good morning, Christina. Good morning, Stan. So just tell us a little bit about yourself, and then we'll get to the animals. Who is Benji?
I'm Benji. I am, and these are my beauties behind me. I got some more beauties over there in the back and everything. This is my third season going on. It's been fun. I don't even what else am I supposed to say? This is my actual first interview, guys, so y'all have to bear with me.
I told you. This is just very relaxed. I don't have, a following that's stuck up. They are very fluent.
Thank you both for sharing my Instagram. I just seen that pop up.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
So how did you get into did you always live in Southern Maryland, or did you end up here by other means?
All right, so the best way for me to break it down, I was born in Virginia. I went to school in Southern Maryland. I went to Westlake High School.
Okay.
Then I moved back to Virginia. Then I graduated in Arizona. Then went to college in Pennsylvania. Then came back here. But now I'm here. I'm located in Waldorf, Maryland. That's where I'm based at now.
Which is right up the street.
Literally right up the street from you.
Everybody know I stay at the gun range. You know what gun range I'm at all the time? Fred's. Stay at Fred's. I'm
literally right there. It's not fun.
Yes. But I'm in Fort Washington, so you only can, if you live in Fort Washington, you only can get access to stores and all of that if you go in Alexandria, or if you go to Waldorf, or if you go north. And I don't can't go north too much. Visit family. I like to, I love Southern Maryland. So how did you get into ball pythons?
So as a kid, I always used to like catch snakes, like garden snakes out the garden, working with grandma and great grandma and stuff in the garden, catch garden snakes, catch different animals. I even used to catch like black widows as a kid and like house them until my mom found them and made me get rid of them. But I always had like a knack for animals. So it wasn't until I might as well say it wasn't until I was released out of the penitentiary. I got a good job and I met a guy who had a snake and he was like, he didn't want it no more. So I took on the snake and next thing you know, it's just like I just fell in love. It's like, man, I gotta have more. Than I got into learning what the codoms, dominance, all the genetics to everything. Like I'm really self-taught, like watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos. Yep. And from there, I went to PetSmart, bought my next pet. That's Noodle. Y'all can check her out on my Instagram. She's just a pastel from what I know. And
I love pastel. I love pastel. Just like there is just no spider.
Yeah, and the crazy thing, guys, I've been doing this for 3 years. And she's just a pastel. I'm never going to get rid of her. I don't care how big or small I get. She's always staying. That one pastel is worth a lot to me.
Busy spider. Busy is actually one of the snakes that my husband would have to keep if something shall happen to me. Like he can't just give that to anybody. He can't just say
no.
Eat that one.
Yeah, so she's definitely staying. And then where did I take off from there? So after my second snake I bought, from PetSmart, then I started going to Outback Reptiles. Got a good connection with them. But like my first year, I really didn't. A lot of people don't know this. My first year of trying the snake thing, I was literally buying snakes because I wanted to be in the market like everybody else, but I just didn't understand it. So I really thought you could like buy a snake, put an extra $100, $50, grow up a little, put an extra $150 or something like that, then sell it. But once shipping came about, I learned that's not the right way to do it. Like somebody broke it down to me. It's like, you need to make babies. You need to produce. You need to take everything you got. And that's when I started sifting out on what I needed, what I wanted to do, what direction I was going to go. And as everybody know, I got in touch with Miguel from Always Evolving Pythons. And
well, everybody don't know. Tell us.
Oh, well.
I don't know.
For people who don't know, Miguel has a video out. It's called Can You Make a Billion? Oh, no, not a billion. Can you make a million?
I saw that one recently. I must have missed it then.
No, it's not recent. It's
It says it was. I just watched it recently. It came.
Oh, you just watched it? Yeah.
Can you make $1 million off a ball python?
Off breeding a ball python. So that year I bought. He'll say I bought her like a rack of his breeder females. I try to clean them out, and and from there I just took off. He was letting me know what was popping, what was good. He asked me what I wanted to do. Like he was good guidance. Like he helped me out a lot and just focused my direction. So now I'm just taking off. So that's why a lot of people know me now. If you don't know, you're going to know me for mandarins. So I'm going to have a lot of mandarin stuff coming.
Yep. So, and what made you just get interested in like mandarin? Because I know that's your thing, right? So what made you? Because it's funny because for me, I never heard of mandarin until like 2 years ago or 3 years ago. And now Sincere has it. Like everybody has mandarin. Of course, KG has, mandarin, but I'm starting to hear so much of it. I know that Tafati, which is he's the Mandarin king,
That's the king. I'm trying to be the king.
So what made you like what year was it that your interest was sparked in the mandarin?
It's when I basically bought mine. I want to say 2 years ago. About 2 years ago. I want to say it really sparked me. Cause TJ, he had some, and I would see bits and stuff of his stuff and what he was making with Mandarin, and then that Super Mandarin dropped. It was just crazy. And then seeing what Miguel was doing, like he's going for the Super Mandarin clown pods and stuff like that. And I was like, man, I gotta have my own little swag to it. And I never seen the banana Mandarin. I was like, banana, oranges, Mandarin, orange, and it went that way.
And when your first pairing?
Oh, my first pairing.
What did you pair first with the Mandarin?
Oh, with the Mandarin?
Yeah.
The first thing I paired with the Mandarin was, damn, I'll have to go back in records. I would say that would probably be a banana. No, super inchy banana.
Okay.
Super inchy banana. I want to say she was first.
And what did it produce? What did you get out of that?
Out of that clutch, it ended up being the 3-egg clutch out of the whole process. 3 good eggs at the end. She gave me a inchy Mandarin and actually 2 banana Mandarins with pastel in it because it's super inchy, so everything was inchy. So inchy banana pastel. Hold on, she's behind me somewhere. Mandarin banana pastel inchy pot head pot.
But if she gets close, you just gotta go grab her now. He is his own distance.
Close. You're not too far. I gotta keep a close eye on her. So, that's the only one thing about like the banana and cameras. It's just really hard to
you can
the lighting. But yeah, she gave me basically 2 of these, 1 male, 1 female, and another inchy Mandarin male. And that inchy Mandarin male is off with my guy doing a pairing right now. I got a breeding pairing with that going on. I can tell you who it is. Morse Unlimited. Check them out. But I can't tell you what the pairings are though. But I got some cool Mandarin stuff coming soon. More.
Now we talked a little bit about that. Is that the only joint project that you've done, and what has your experiences been? Is that the person you ever tried it with?
No, he would be the 3rd or 4th. So it's around like 3. It hasn't been too many. I actually have a breeding pairing that's going on in Texas right now. My man Todd from Saunders Family. We got some a ghost project going on out there, some ghost, some Huffman stuff, and G Stripe hopefully project is going on out there too as well. Here would be the inchy Mandarin and Maryland, so he's gonna be breeding that to a couple, good things. But I definitely like to help other people, whether you're on my level, above me, or under me. It doesn't matter. If you want help, you want to breed, you want to start off, I'm like the easiest guy to talk to. I would definitely try my best, especially if you're close. I can definitely get people on and help you out. Hey, somebody said, "What up, Benji?" Yeah. I've been seeing it. So hello to everybody. I missed and everything. Y'all watching.
So in essence, though, you talked about, you got into ball pythons, you had some breeding projects, but part of it was like you didn't feel like you were involved enough in the community. So how did you make these connections? Just through Instagram, or have you did any of the national shows?
So due to my like past history, I wasn't able to leave the state for a very long time. So, but now I'm able to leave the state.
That's this latest platform right here, right?
Yeah.
You can say that very boldly. Your past history. It is nothing wrong with our history because it's a part of who you are today. And let me tell you something that I heard you say. You love to look out for other people. And I bet you it connects somehow to your experiences, to your past history. So we're going to say that. Remember we was talking about cursing? We're going to say that shit boldly. You ain't got to sugarcoat it for us. You are here. You doing your thing. Your past is a big part of who you are today. If I didn't have my past, y'all would not have ever met me because I was some shit for woman sometimes. I was out there doing things that I probably shouldn't be doing. Okay, so
yeah, I was definitely doing some things I wasn't supposed to be doing. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I forgot the question. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, so we were just, basically, look, we done got all off there because of your like, how did you make those relationships, like, for the people in the other areas and things like that? Like, so you felt like you wasn't that involved in the community, but you made some strong and pretty good connections, and people just saying, "Oh, here's my Mandarin."
So, the way I made the connection with Saunders families in Texas was Miguel told me to make an Instagram because I was buying all these snakes and I was just doing it just to do it. He was like, man, you need to make an Instagram, like basically show what you have. So I started the Instagram. Then I ended up talking to Todd. Todd said the same thing. He was like, all right, you got the Instagram, now you need to post, because I didn't know how to like really work it. Right. So Todd is the one that helped me shoot Instagram. I have to give him and Miguel, like, they helped. Like, Miguel's the idea. He gave me the idea. Todd functioned it and put it on me, like, to go this route. So yeah, that's how I made connections with them. And since Todd helped me go out with that, I was like, hey, whatever you want, my guy. If I'm not breeding it that day, come, you got it. Send the mail right off to him. My man from Morph Unlimited, Antonio. I met him through some rat pickups, and just got to talking, and me and him linked up, went to his house, seen his collection, loved how pristine it was and clean. Like, everything was like, it was perfect. Couldn't ask for nothing better. So I literally went to my car and was like, hey, I got a present for you, my guy. Like, he wasn't even expecting it, and I handed it to him. And now we got a little breeding dream going on.
Let's get into your giver. So that's apparently one of your languages, right? Your giver. Where does that come from? What occurred in your life? Because I'm just going to tell you what I find, and I'll talk to make you a little bit more comfortable. I'll talk about me, and I'll use my husband for example, because that's the only, like, as intimate as I can get to try to get you to understand what I truly believe and the reason why I'm asking you this question. So I come from a home where I always had my mom and dad. My siblings, even the siblings who were outside of my mom and dad, we were always very close, and we saw each other all the time and all that kind of stuff. So I find that because I didn't have some of the struggles that my husband had in life, where his past was dark, and it was just like he has a story, he has a testimony that I would never experience, that I didn't become a better woman until I learned humility through him, kind of, if that makes sense. That's not I'm a Gemini. That's not my natural thing. Humility and like, Geminis are selfish almost in a way. But we're there. Like, when things are bad, we the ones that we there for you. When it's time to go to war or you really need, we are the first to show up. But in our natural mindset, we're not natural givers. We're not natural even carers, if I can say that, other than I'm just being honest. My husband is a Capricorn who has struggles, and his first instinct on everything, even on things where people do wrong to him, is to forgive, forget, not let it bother, and things like that. And I'm in the background like, it's crazy. That spirit that you have, it naturally comes out of you. Where does that come from?
I want to say it probably came from my great grandmother. So she was real giving. You came to her house, like you left on a full stomach. No matter who you was, like I could if you walking past the house and literally knocked on the door, I'm like, I'm hungry. Grandma got you.
Right.
She ain't play no shit, but she was like she always gave. You need a place to stay. You need this. You need that. You need to go to a doctor's appointment. You can't make it. You need to babysit. Like just give with her. And I'm like, so this is it's taken from her. Like I
pointed that out and I asked you to detail that. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, I like to be so transparent in these videos because it's important to understand why it's good to kind of cling on and meet other people, because when you grow up in a certain way, like and my husband was raised by his grandparents who were 2 pastors. So I'm not surprised that you said your grandmother. My grandmother-in-law probably was one of the hardest deaths in my life, because for the short 5 years that I had her before she passed away, was the most giving, forgiving, sweet, holy Christian lady that you were ever going to meet. No, not judgmental. Like we used to joke with my husband, because my husband smokes, and so when he would walk in there, and I used to be like, don't go in there. Your eyes red. Don't let grandma see you. He was like, grandma already know grandma ain't gonna say nothing. He would walk in there and she would go, hey, TJ, but she never said, don't you do this. She wasn't that pointy type of person.
Yeah.
And I think because of being raised by somebody like her, my husband, even if he wasn't my husband, I think he is the coolest person on earth. Even if he wasn't mine, he's a jewel because of that upbringing, where I was raised by my dad shooting my bang bang and my mother who would fight. I didn't get those good qualities instilled in me until I met the man I'm married to. So that's why I asked. I think that's dope.
Well, life is definitely a journey. Life is definitely a journey.
And it definitely, makes a difference. And that's why, again, I say that's why people, yes, right. Shout out to the
grandmas, nanas, mamas.
Because I can't say we giving our grandkids the same thing that our grandparents give us.
I will say, great grandmama taught me a whole lot. Like when she was around,
right?
The great grandmas, nanas, and memas. There you go, memas.
Right. Memas. That was one of the things that when my daughter had my first grandchild, it was like, oh, do you want to be called the grandma? I'm like, no, I want to be called grandma, big mama. I want to look, and I made that clear. You know what my grandkids call me?
What's that?
Ooh. I wanted to be big mama, grandma.
Oh,
Nan, all of that, and they call me Pooh. So that's just it's very interesting. So you have your son. Is your son your only child?
No. I have multiple. Multiple. I ain't gonna put a number. I have multiple.
Well, how do you feel about your children in the reptiles? Like, do you introduce them to them, or do they
Yes. So with my son, he is autistic. My youngest one, so he is autistic, and I introduced him to the snakes very early. It calms him down. So if you have him like a moment where freak out, fallouts, crowds, like just he's going, I could literally come in here, bust open a snake, and his whole mind frame would change. I do have pictures. I wanted to put it on Instagram, but I really didn't know how people would like feel, because my son was like literally just holding the snake running down the hall, but his smile was like immaculate. And I wanted to post it. I was like, yeah, maybe not for Instagram, because I might get some
maybe not public Instagram without education, because as a mother, like I shared with you, who raised a child with special needs, we know what that means. Right?
Yeah, like
we know what that means. It's not, we know what that means. Like that moment, it's a moment. And so sometimes I think that we have to share those type of things because it helps people overall. One of the things I'm pushing for is to get special needs children more involved with Reptiles because I saw what it's done for my son. Like me and Benji was talking about before the show, he was just saying, you might hear my son make noise in the background because he's autistic.
He's actually making noise now. I'm not sure if y'all hear it, but he's making noise. Look up.
My son used to make so much noise. Like he used to exhaust me. That when Friday came, it wasn't like his father had a choice to come get his child. You had to come pick him up. I'm exhausted. But Michael is so calm now. Like those people, people in the chat really know Michael. Hey, Wayne and Alice, really know Michael. So they know that Michael don't believe the stories that we tell him about him when he was a young kid, like how wild he used to be at any of that. He don't recall because he's so chill. He's so chill now. So I was just telling Benji, look, you ain't got to explain this. He's being verbal because that's a good thing.
It's a good thing, like because my son literally doesn't really talk. So he used to say dada. He won't even say dada no more. He used to say mom. I won't say mom no more. But the crazy thing is, he will say rat. He will say snake. And he will say baba. But it's like just to see the even smile on his face, like that's what excites me. And he loves animals. And so I'm actually planning on doing a big move sometime April, May, June, around that area, and we're gonna get a bigger house, bigger everything, and I'll probably be taking on a lot more animals.
Now, how many do you have now?
So right now, I only have ball pythons, and I have under 200. I know that for
under 200 still, y'all. That just sounds like so many to me.
Like I might have about. Oh, this right here might be about. It might be about 70. And I got some underneath here too. So it's about like maybe 70 snakes right here. But then I got a breeding closet. I got another breeding closet. I have what's it called? Quarantine station. I have a quarantine spot that's all the way up front, and one more breed. Yeah, it's like three breeding closets. Like walk-in breeding closets. But I just can't wait until I move so I can actually have everything all in one room. Take on more animals. I'm gonna give me a little baby alligator. I'd like
See, I wish if for me, I could do that if my husband give up the man cave. He refused.
He said the man, all right. Yeah, you're gonna have to fight for that one.
Like I'm telling you, ideally he would get so much of the rest of the house back. If he gave up the man cave, he will get so much of the rest of the house back. Like I could even put the water monitor down there. He can get the garage. You can do whatever you want.
A water monitor too?
Yeah, I have I have tables. I have Aggie monitors.
Oh,
I have turtles. I have everything. Like,
well, I know where I'm going to get everything now. Because I used to have for stuff like that. I know a guy in Baltimore that has like stuff like that, but I always had to travel up there if I wanted to see it or even like interact or do something like that. But now I know that's right around the corner. I'm definitely gonna be hitting you up.
Especially like during the summertime because, when it's warmer out. That's when I like to, especially the bigger lizards, because the backyard is, for Washington got some decent backyards if they ain't got nothing else. To climb, and just like really have a good time in the backyard. And I think for me, the tables are way more friendly to strangers when they're outside the house because they're like dogs. Like they are.
And then I see that.
Like, all right, you don't live here. She get the wobbling at you. But outside, when I take them to like go pick up crabs and stuff like that, they be so sweet. Let people rub them and stuff. I'm like, what is it? Like in the house, they're not like that. If they don't know you, I have to like, okay. All right, Benji, hold it this way. Wash your hands. But if you pick up outside, you're fine. And the water monitor is different. Once because they are way more observant. They figure stuff out really quickly. And once he sees that everything's good, as long as I'm by you, he'll come. You probably would not be able to pick him up, though. I don't know. Because Michael picked him up the other day with no problem. He's getting better, but for the most part, he likes where he come from, Kevin and me. That's it. About PowerPoint presentation, you are so funny.
Melissa said they want to Tegu so bad.
I'm telling you, like, they are fun. Now, if you want a fun animal, like I said, it's like they're like dogs. Y'all seen it on Instagram. I got videos of me making a roll of paper ball and throwing it at my table and talking about get it. And she be shaking it like a pit bull.
Oh, man, I definitely gotta go see that.
You gotta go look at it.
I gotta go look at that.
Gigi, that name. Gigi, the female is off the chain. Kobe is more chill. Like sometimes he would be looking at her like, why are you doing this? Like, what's wrong with you? But they're like dogs. They are fun animals. The only thing I don't like about tegus is that they, here, I don't know everywhere else, they brumate. And mine's the first year brumated for almost 5 to 6 months. Now, the second and third year, they brumate very shortly. Like Gigi is already back up. She went down in like late December and she came up like a week ago. Kobe is still down. He went down late December. He's still down, but he normally comes out right behind her. But when they first come out of brumation, hysterical. Like they're very hungry. So they come out like, they come out with like this full of like, where's the food? And then you go to the food, they jumping on the food. It's funny.
That's what I want to experience more. Like I want to experience different species of animals, and that's why I really like this industry. And I will say this: since I've been in it, and like I quit my job, this is what I do like now full time. I do have my wife, girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, my significant other. She definitely is like always there. So if I fall off, she's there. If she falls off, I'm there. So Benji's Beauties isn't just by himself. I don't have all the money, guys.
That's how it's supposed to be. That's I stopped working August 10th. Retired for August 10th. Of course.
Congratulations.
We were positioned for that to happen, although I planned to do it 5 years later, but the time it ended up being like, God, like, girl, go ahead, do it now. But what you said, but that's even if it's not the ball python thing, right?
Yeah.
One of the things about a relationship, let's say if we both go in and we both millionaires, we got to know how we're going to be able to adapt with each other if for whatever reason we're not no longer millionaires. Money is not in position, is never guaranteed to anybody.
Exactly.
So one of the things that I love about, the relationships that I see that are so strong, first of all, God has to be a presence in it. And the second of it is truly that you have invested so much into each other to make sure each other don't fail. And then when I got to hold you up or hold you down, it's not about, well, I did this and I didn't know. Like, I know that my husband got me back 100 grand, 10 toes down. And it just feels so good. To be able, because like people think that, we're comfortable, but we're in the same recession everybody else in. Yeah. Now, in the beginning, 2 years ago, we was in a position, we wasn't traveling a lot because of COVID and things like that. So he let me spend a lot of money, on getting the animals that I wanted. Thank God that when this recession happened, I had pretty much all the animals that I wanted, for the most part, and only one more that I, got to get. And that's because I wanted that one for years. I waited for that one for years, and it just was born. But other than that, that's partnership, and he's not into reptiles. He wasn't into reptiles, so he got to believe my whole story of, okay, you want to spend $2,000 on this refrigerator thing, that's what we call it, on this refrigerator thing. And what is it for again? He had to embrace all of that. So so it's good to have. Shout out to your wife. What's her name?
Brianna Everett.
Brianna. Shout out to Brianna.
We're not technically married. That's why I say wifey, girlfriend. That's how I had to go through the whole thing. But she's it. She's it.
Wait a minute, Brianna, since you're it, I'm gonna have a whole nother conversation with Benji. It's gonna be a sidebar.
Oh man, that's a combo out here. Very, 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 very awesome. Most definitely. I'm gonna be honest though. We might get lucky after we move. Might get lucky. Y'all might get lucky.
That's right. That's how you do it, though, Benji. See, Brianna, the house is coming.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
See, I'm the big breeder. She's the real estate agent.
Oh, this is easy. The house part is easy then.
Oh yeah, the house part is easy. So yeah, we he said put a ring on it, Benji.
That's right, Bo. So tell him.
He said my house.
Don't want to miss out. Look, it ain't Benji. Ain't a whole lot of them out here that's worth anything.
Yeah.
Just saying. You know this. All right, so we want to see some of Benji's animals. So we keep hearing how beautiful they are.
All right.
So everybody, Benji
right.
thinks like he wants to be more involved in the community, so I shared this with them. So many people were so excited that he was coming on because of these beautiful animals. Like, well, apparently you're more involved than you think you are. So let's see some of the beautiful. Any ones that you want to show? No order, no anything.
All right.
They're going to want to see some Mandarin. Christina needs to see some Mandarin.
I want to see some Bible. Thank you, darling. I definitely highly appreciate that. If I said that right, darling,
yeah,
Darlene, yes. Yeah, I definitely appreciate that. Yeah, because I could use some tips on what is it called? We have a sensitivity bin that we put rice in, and just put a rice in some toys, and so he can. Yeah, if you can give me some more ideas about that, that would be sweet. Because we just started that activity and it's doing well.
I'm gonna tell you a story, a funny thing about that. When I had got bit by a dog and I was paralyzed in my arm, and I didn't ward off, I was going to therapy, and that was one of the things they gave me for therapy because I suffer from PTSD. So it was a way for them to treat the PTSD and for me to try to get feeling back at the same time. So my son used to have to do it all the time. I never realized how relaxing that actually is. And I think that's the thing. I think it relaxes them. Like all that. Yeah. Think about what's going on in their brains. You know what I mean? Like it's exactly. So busy. And then that just helps them to calm it down, you know. But yeah.
Like I hear him at the door now. I think he hears me. Yeah.
When you go into a lot of places, like a lot of rental communities, and your wife might know this, they actually putting those sensory toys in like offices. So if you bring in your son or someone's bringing their child in, that they have those sensory toys there too to help. Like, so if you're doing business in a law office or whatever, and we know, you can't always control them, especially at a younger age, as far as how they work. And like I said, I tell people all the time, I'm happy to hear my son saying anything. He ain't shutting up. Like, that was the one thing we never want to do.
I really can't wait till he just goes out full force talking. Like, I would be so ecstatic. Like, I might have to put some. Like, I wouldn't even put earplugs. I ain't gonna lie. He can talk all night. Just talk. Just go. Just don't stop. Let's just keep going. What do y'all want to see, guys? I
can tell you right now, they're gonna want to see some Mandarin.
Mandarin. All right. Matter of fact, I do y'all even want even better. Because
we want even better.
Yeah, because
so hold on, let me put you on solo.
Let me see. These guys are a handful. So this is my last Mandarin clutch. Right here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 bananas, and I'm not sure if this is a Mandarin or a normal yet. That's 1. But oh man, that's the only thing about banana. It's like very hard to show. Y'all go on my Instagram, y'all definitely see these guys. It's very orange. This is the orangest snake I ever made right here.
Well, you have that one on Instagram, right?
Yeah, I definitely have this one on Instagram. When I seen how orange this one was, it was like very amazing. See if I bring it to the camera now. So we're gonna put the banana ones up. That's the only thing, guys. Mandarin's definitely gonna be hard to show on camera. It's like a picture taking moment.
Have you produced any super mandarin yet?
I haven't, but
it's coming, right?
it's coming. This is definitely coming. So, shout out to Miguel. I bought her about a year.
Shout out to Miguel.
Shout out to Miguel.
A lot alone. That's amazing. That's what this community is supposed to be about.
Because he sold me a clown possible mandarin. So if you ever hear me talk about a mandarin clown, that's what I'm talking about. Okay. It's a clown possible mandarin. And so I'm about to bust her out too. So I'm gonna end up taking her and putting the pastel mandarin 66% head pod, the one that made all those babies, with her. And I hope to make super mandarins 100% head clown, and they will be paws head pod. And we'll be proving his pod out this year because we got him going to a couple females. So we got them clown, possible mandarin clown.
That's pretty.
Like she's
how much she weighs? She look like she's breeding already. She about what?
No, I wanted her to put on about, I want to say another 200 grams or something like that.
Yeah, because the camera always make the snakes look so much bigger. Like sometimes I'll show a snake and it looks way bigger than it actually is.
Yeah, then what it really is. Yeah, most definitely. What else I got? Oh, this is a project I'm definitely working on. I love it. So this right here is a blackhead mystic.
Ooh, blackhead. You know I like anything dark. I love dark snakes.
Yeah, this is I plan on putting her with get some acid into that. That's better. Okay. So it was just too bright in here a little bit. So yeah, we have the blackhead mystic, very beautiful, solid white belly. And yeah, putting acid to that, hopefully make some more even darker snakes. What else did I got this cool? Let's bring out the super inchy stuff. People really like that.
Hey, Gershon. Hey, Pat.
Here we go. I bet that shows on camera. Oh man.
And that's super inchy.
So this is a super inchy fire orange dream Gene X 50% head pod.
Jesus.
Yeah, big mouthful. And it is a female. Uh-oh, phones are going off.
That's clean. That's really pretty.
Yes, sure. I love the head.
A lot of inchy in my collection.
Do you need inchy? You say you need it?
No, I said I have a lot of it in my collection.
Oh, you have a lot of it. Yeah, I was about to hook you up and send some over. You ain't so about to do it.
I don't have no mandarin in my collection. You heard me right? I ain't got no mandarin.
How about this? I got you, because out of that banana clutch, like I said, I got 4 bananas and 1 normal. Tell me why everything came out male besides one of the bananas.
Wow.
So I am actually.
You have a male.
I am actually jam packed with mandarin males right now. Jam packed. And I'm trying to just sit in my head and think about how I'm going to release them. And I might just give you one for free. We might have something going.
She'll take them. Look, so question though, Benji.
Yes, ma'am.
How many clutches have you had where that happened, where you had like all male?
Oh, man. That was the first one.
Okay.
Because it's always been like a mix, half and half. My big egg layer, she lays 13 eggs. I got like half and half with her. My 12 egg layer, it's about half and half. She made these ones. It's about half and half. I think she gave me more females than males. But that was the first clutch ever where one, I struck good on the combination of banana hitting. I got 4 of them, but the male sex ratio was just way off. But again, I will be doing that pairing again, probably. I'll be honest with you, because I love banana mandarin. I believe I want to have an army of them so I can create like the world's first brand new, and then I want to see somebody else take my world's first, like Jessica Belko with the anything for real, the Dark Knight. Right, the Dark Knight. Yeah, just anything, any combination you can think of.
Damn it.
And then I just want to see other people work at it.
Put different stuff into it.
Exactly. And then I'll be like, man, I might come back to them and basically buy an animal that I created that you didn't tweak, and we're gonna tweak it some more.
Because hold on, Benji, listen, Maki, because, and like I just said, the spirits of the Benjis and the spirits of my husband, just like the spirit allowed me to give a bomb snake to Big D. If he gives us anything, we'll do it as a giveaway. Nicole won't be selfish.
We'll do it as a giveaway.
We'll do it as a giveaway, Mike.
You want to do that? Because if I gotta send some toffee rolls. I gotta send some pictures to TJ anyways very soon. And once they shed out this new clutch, I'm definitely gonna send him the pictures. If he tells me that the normal looking one is a mandarin, if he gives me the go and said that is a mandarin, is not a normal, I'll give it away.
All right. Y'all heard it. You heard it. Yeah. That's what we do, Maki.
I will give it away. And that's starting. That's a good $1,000 project starting off right there. Oh, and it's pod. So
and Maki, because it was your idea to make it a giveaway, you get to get into twice if that happens. Fair enough.
He said fair enough. Who else wants to start some projects? Like, because I'm all about like coming together and working with people. I really am. Now it had like we had that discussed. He was like, yeah, sometimes it doesn't work out, and it does end friendships.
Yeah, so that's not so. And I'll tell you, like I have several long-term breeders who are in my corner, and that's one of the biggest advice that they gave me. Be very careful of breed-alongs. That breed-alongs have destroyed friendships and relationships. And like when you and I was talking about, it's one thing to send your $1,000 snake to somebody, but if you spend $15,000 on a snake and then that snake dies, that person did nothing. That person did nothing wrong. I don't care what you say to me. The snake was fine. And you see what I'm saying? Like, even if I don't know if I'm okay with it.
I can't. Me personally, if I was to buy $10,000, it's not going nowhere.
Anywhere, right?
I had $10,000 snakes in there. I have 1, 2. Nah, the other one's like 8,000. But I have a couple of them. They wouldn't go nowhere. I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Oh no, I got like a couple $10,000, and they just wouldn't go nowhere. They would definitely have to stay here. Like when breed lows like that. One thing I have learned about a breeder loan is don't loan nothing you're not willing to lose.
Exactly. And see, I'm not willing to lose.
She said, I'm not willing to lose.
Nobody. Y'all hear me? Hold on. To nobody. I'm not willing. My husband can't take $10,000 out of our account and disappear. I'm going to hunt him down. I'm
going to hunt him down. Let me be honest. If I spend $1,000, my girl is going to hunt me down. Like, I be texting Miguel. She's like, who you over there smiling texting? I was like, I'm just, texting Miguel. First thing, let me go see that account. Like, she already knows I will shift that money real quick and take it. But it's to create things like this, and I love it. This is right here we have a super inchy pastel yellow belly fire orange dream Gene X 50% head pod. That is a super mouthful. So
he does it. Wait a minute, Bosa, make sure you drop Benji's Instagram again, because like if you're so willing to help like others, like to get on and things like that with, of course y'all not getting the fully loaded, but I'm just saying,
so like y'all not gonna get one that like when I say I'm happy, I gotta just make this note. I will not take my hurricane, leopard, orange, green clown, possible yellow belly, and put it in a box and send it to you for a breeding pairing. I will not do that. What I will do is, if you're trying to go in a direction and I know you're trying hard and your funds may not even be able to purchase something, I have no problem of helping you out, especially if, like I said, you got to be willing to lose it. I got to be willing to lose it if I have extra. If I have extra, I have no problem. Boom, let's do a breeding pairing. All right, yo. We can. Hey, how I work split clutches. Whoever has the strongest one gets the strongest one. And me, honestly, I have so many snakes and I don't want to take on more. I'll tell you, hey, look, I'll just want one out the whole clutch and whatever snake I sent you back.
Right.
We're good. And you can just take off on your direction. If we can go willing with that, then you never know. I might just pop up at your house with a $2,500 snake and just tell you go for it. And yeah, like,
first of all, that's another thing. Like, what I love about the Instagram, the podcast, and the networking. Like, so those for y'all who wasn't here in the beginning, we're right. Me and Benji are literally 15 minutes. Benji. So what you don't know is I literally would walk toward off around this time. Walk. So I do. That's one of my trainings. So I would train for the cancer walk where I walk 20 miles a day.
Oh, okay.
I walk from Fort Washington all the way up there and then back, just to say, you know, because actually I think coming back, going there and back is a little, like 24 miles actually.
Yeah, that's some miles. I thought you meant like you was just walking back and forth the
no,
every day. I was like, whoa.
No, not even on my greatest day am I doing that every day of the week. No.
Oh, but
yeah, so it's kind of cool. Like the importance of the networking, guys, is that we got people right here in our corner. You know, cool people. Like our conversations prior to this podcast has just like been like so much fun. You know, just cool people, good spirits.
Man, I'm loving it on here so far. Loving it.
Everybody do. I told you, Benji, like all first timers love my podcast because it's just so you can be relaxed. And we're not trying to be all uptight over here. We just want to see some snakes, learn about you, and enjoy life. You know? So, Ricky Bobby. So hold on. Ricky Bobby, my first and only Patreon member. Ricky gets kisses.
Ricky gets kisses. Shout out Ricky.
Yes.
So right here I have in my hand is a candy leopard, 66% head pod. This year I'm trying to get her to go. If she goes, I will be pairing her to the pastel mandarin, 66% head pod, and that's one pairing that will basically prove both of them out if they both prove.
Right.
So that's a nice little thing I'm working on. So I will be making some candy mandarins in the future. Candy leopard mandarins. Oh, what else? What else do I got?
Now the Rex behind you, like the white one. Did you build that yourself?
This one?
No, that one right there.
Yes.
How? This. What is it made of?
This one is actually PVC.
So, but you ordered the PVC, or you went to Home Depot? I can't find PVC because I'm.
No, you're. I'm gonna be honest with you. You go to Home Depot, you're not gonna find this. Okay. You gotta actually order that. I got it off a guy that already had. He ordered a whole thing of. He has a whole pallet of sheets, like a whole pallet, and he was actually just selling it by the sheets. I could probably find. It's been a while, but I can find his number, and basically. I went over there. I gave him the how I wanted the sizes, and he cut it out for me right there. And I just went home and put it together.
Yeah, we're gonna task. Well, my husband and we're gonna task each other. We're gonna build our first because my husband he built my water monitor enclosure, which is a house, but he will not build an enclosure. And I have all of these like PVC enclosures. So I figured since we're gonna need a place for the baby retics at some point. That I can get him to just build something, you know, not so massive, you know, but that we can house the baby retics in, and then we can get to actually building enclosures. Because I'm telling you, it makes no sense for people who can build, who actually has the skill set, unlike myself, to not.
What's up, Snake Man?
Patrick, I agree. So I looked at that. That's one of my things I got written here. So I'm gonna bring it up now since Patrick brought it up. Benji, why don't you have a YouTube channel? Like you have one, but you're not active on it.
So, all right. So the best answer I can give of why I'm not active with my YouTube is one. My nephew was my cameraman, but now my nephew, he's in school, so that's kind of hard. Then back and forth with the kids, and then let's say the kids are at school now, and I got a little bit of free time. Now it's me tending to the snakes, and I have so much bundled and going on. It's literally hard for me to stop and record. What you see on Instagram is literally me trying my hardest to like
do something.
And like the little videos going like that, I promise you, it probably took me 30 minutes just to do that and record it, put music in that, just with everything going on around me. That just takes a lot of time. But I would love to just sit down. Like I believe once I get my new house in April, May, June, around that time, I really believe I could probably set something up to where I could walk into wherever I'm set up at and literally just hit play and just go for it. I think that would be like a little easier. But give me about 3 months. Give me about 3 months. I can probably make something happen. I can probably make something happen.
Benji, what is good?
You said who said that?
Man.
What's going on? What's going on, man?
So for me, YouTube is my favorite part of the social media. I'll actually, after this, I'll even do a video, like record a video and edit it and all of that. My struggle is Instagram, TikTok, and doing like stuff like YouTube shorts. Like I'm a person who I get tired of seeing people on social media. So I get tired of seeing myself. So I feel like if I'm posting it all this time, people feel the same way. But they really, my people in my corner always pushing me, Nicole,
you gotta keep pushing.
Yeah, it's hard. I came a long way. Me a year ago, you didn't even see me like that posting on Instagram. I post a lot on Facebook, but not on Instagram. So I've definitely gotten a lot better.
Yeah, that's like, yeah. I'm not sure about the YouTube thing just yet. I may need some couple months to get that, things together. But as far as Instagram, I'm gonna be there on Instagram.
Right. So, and that's the thing. I also like that some people do total Instagram, and because honestly, if I didn't get tired of seeing myself, I would do Instagram lives. I think Ray said to me the other day that, maybe you should do TikTok lives, especially with like some of the big snakes and stuff like that. I just got to get past, just seeing myself. So maybe if I partner with somebody else to do it first, then that would be different. I don't know. I just think social media is a lot.
Oh, you just flipped over your whole bowl, my God.
It's a lot.
It does take a lot.
Ooh, bring that closer.
This little guy tried to bite me this while ago. So right there we have I made 3 of these in one clutch, and that was pretty good odds right there. So it was 4-egg clutch, a pastel hypo to a GHI pinstripe clown, but I believe that pastel hypo is a super pastel hypo because everything in that clutch came out pastel.
Okay.
So this right here is just I made 3 of them. Pastel, GHI, pinstripe, double het, hypo clown. 3 females, 1 male.
Dope.
I thought that was like pretty cool out that clutch. Pretty orange. But again, you see how orange this is? And that y'all can like kind of see it. That's definitely on my Instagram where y'all can see it. I'm putting mandarin in this too as well. Taking
do
one.
Do you have set dates for your lives for Instagram, or do you just do it randomly?
Those are super random, like super yes. I might get up one morning, get smacked, get high, and hey, let me hit this button and show my face for a little bit.
Got you.
Yeah.
Which is probably your most like best videos. You know what I'm saying? Like when they spontaneous, like when you got that. Oh, let me do this. You know what I mean? It comes to your mind at that moment.
Exactly. And then like when I cut eggs, those like a random too. So I might come a day too early, or like I never let nobody know. Like, well, that's something the management clutch. That last one I did, I let people know. But I just come on there and you'll just see, boom, eggs set up, and I just start ripping them open. Like, yeah, it's definitely the
Oh, it's gonna be going down when I get my first clutch, y'all. It's gonna be an announcement. It's gonna be like a intro, one of them productions before the production.
having your first clutch is freaking amazing. Oh, y'all want to hear about that one? My first clutch?
Yes.
Oh man, it's horrible.
Freaking horrible. I'm so excited. Yes, we want to hear about your first clutch.
So my first clutch, I didn't even breed it. I went to Outback. He said he had to grab a female he just imported. So I was like, shit, I don't know, let's go on up here and let's go get it. So I'll go up to Outback, I go get the female, I bring her back. And like I said, I'm just starting out with this. I don't know what I'm really doing. I don't put no male to her. She's just sitting, water, you know. She ends up having the clutch. It was 4 slugs, 6 eggs. And when I said I had a makeshift incubator, guys, I had a makeshift incubator. Like, it was bad. Like, the bad of the worst of the bads. Like, I built, hold on. I think I still have some of that material somewhere around here. Where, oh man, if I could show you all that material, that shit was funny. So basically, it was just like, I can't even find it right now, but it was like 10 sheet. I took 10 sheet foil, like, and folded it up in a box and put some heat tape on it, and I thought that would work. But crazy thing is, I lost basically the whole clutch. 1 egg survived, but I like everything else went moldy besides 2 eggs. Though out of those 2 eggs, the first one I had cut, it was just literally a head and a ball.
Oh, wow. It
was like the weirdest thing ever. But luckily, the one beside it, the last egg, was it was cut, like, you know, when they started pipping. So I literally had that one male. That one male came out the clutch and he survived. And I still got the import. I still got that male. And I plan on putting them together, I believe, next year to prove out that if it's anything in that import. But yeah, that was how my that's how my first clutch went. It was horrible.
Y'all look at me. Y'all pray that my first clutch don't go like that, because I waited too damn long. I ain't gonna be as cool as Benji is over there.
It hurt because I was like, I just never seen a snake with just a head and a ball. Like, it was just the weirdest thing ever. And I was like, man, can I really? Then this is, remember, first clutch, and you think, hey, I got this, I can do this, I got eggs in here.
No, it's funny because, you know, waiting for the retake to lay, you know, that's going to be a lot of eggs. If I had to go through that, if I have to sacrifice to the Illuminati, let it be a retake egg.
So let it be
let it be a ball python egg. Like, I can't. I came too far.
Yeah. After a while, I was like, you know what? I just chunked it up and was like, man, let me go ahead and just get an incubator. And that's when
Moses said he's gonna take the eggs to the vet to make sure they're good.
He said, I'm gonna take the eggs to the vet to make sure. No bull.
We not waiting 60 days for it to come out not good.
It was super bad. But I'm glad, because I started, you know, talking to more people about like what I should do, because I wanted to invest a lot of money into this. So I was like, man, what should I do? So I hollered at my man Antonio from Morphs Unlimited. He was like, hey, I got this incubator over here. I'm not using it no more. It works perfect. All you gotta do, plug it up. Literally all I did, came home, plug it up. Every cluster's been successful since then. Yeah, but we did have a bad like run or two, but at the very beginning. But after that, every clutch was just like perfect. After I got everything dialed down. Breeding is hard, especially if you're like self learning and self doing it, you don't have nobody like, especially like over your shoulder 24/7. It was hard to start out, but once you get it down, it's like cake work.
Yeah. So the thing for me is, one of the things I think is important that before you start breeding is that you are a keeper of the animal.
Yeah.
And by being a keeper of it for so long, the preparation, like I'm prepared. I'm over prepared. I've been prepared. I just need them to just push them out. Now, but this is like the first time where it's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So I'm overly prepared, and I feel like I prepared so much that I don't want anything to go wrong on the Benji. I had 3 incubators before I even had paired.
3?
Yeah. Let me tell you the funny thing.
Hey, I'd rather have 3 than be like me and had none. And
I had no idea a reticulated python would be also having babies. And so technically she can take up 1 depending on how many eggs she's gonna push out. So it's kind of cool. And then of course I have like 3 ball pythons that over the next 30 days definitely should have eggs on the ground, and some coming right after that. So it's good to be overly prepared. But my thing is that because I feel like the journey has been so long, I would not be prepared for a whole clutch to go bad. You know what I mean? Like if I got to sacrifice something, I don't want it to be the whole clutch. Let me get something out of it. So I'm just hoping and praying, and y'all pray with me that the first clutch is great. I feel like both sides. I feel like I should be able to go to the vet and say, "Hey, can you just look at these eggs?
We're gonna ultrasound these eggs real quick.
Ultrasound. Can you take a little bit of the yolk and just diagnose it, send it to the lab, and make sure everything's good?"
Yeah, I will say that it's like I had different experiences with but that was like my first and worst experience of it, and it's just because I didn't have an incubator. I'm surprised that little guy lived. Like he made it through the whole term, like the whole 60. So I was definitely surprised.
They definitely be so, and that's why I'm not a fan of just euthanizing an animal because of a deformity. Of course, maybe you're not going to breed it necessarily, but
the one with the head and the ball, he was already.
Yeah, no, I know. No. Just like with human life, when it's just not, But like, there's been times like, the animals were born with cleft lips. If the cleft lip will still eat without, avoidance of stress, let them eat, and let them grow. I don't know. I think it takes special people to handle those type and manage those type and raise up those type. But one of my favorite retics is snorkels.
I got this little special baby right here. It's my first one-eyed snake I made this year. First ever.
See if you put it. Let me see. Let me put you back on. So let me see if you can see it.
All right. So the eye is on this side.
Okay.
The regular eye.
Yep. Regular eye. Yep.
All right. Then we come over here.
Oh, but it's so cute.
Yep. No eye right there.
Oh, that is too cute.
Well, he don't like me being on the side he can't see.
Right, I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Can't see up that eye. I don't blame him.
What?
That's pretty cool. This is
cute. If somebody want this and they're local, they can literally come get this little guy from me. Because, I'm not really going to be using him. And he definitely eats. He definitely probably will breed in the future. Like you said, I don't see nothing wrong with him, even though he has one eye. I don't see nothing wrong. I personally probably won't be using him.
What was the genetics on him again? What was his genetics?
This one was from a fire pastel Inchi to a orange dream, yellow belly Inchi, Gene X het pod. And I just wrote down normal. He might be an Inchi.
Okay.
It's a lot of band in here, so it probably is an Inchi. But I just wrote it down as a normal, so you can y'all see all that band in there. So it's possible it's an Inchi, but it's Inchi on both sides too. So I wouldn't doubt it.
It's cute, Mikey. You're not local.
Give me him little bit. Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be honest, like, and I'll be so serious. Like people think I'd be like playing around. Like if y'all are local and I say I'm gonna give this snake away, come get it. I will literally hand you this snake. We'll meet up somewhere, Target, the mall, get a beer or something. Take the free snake.
The snake.
Take the snake. What else can I show you that's cool?
Do you have any other we saw the one black hair. What other dark jeans do you have? Do you have any GHI Mojave?
No, I sold that clutch.
Okay.
That was the first one I made last year too. It was a bamboo Mojave to a GHI pinstripe clown, and I made it. Everything in that clutch was 100% head clown. I think I sold the whole clutch too. I shouldn't have, but I did. Because I could have used that GHI Mojave because that was a male, I believe. A GHI Mojave male. Great example, too. It's super dark, and it looked like he was kind of ghost, but it wasn't in the parent, so.
Right. Okay. Yeah. And that's the hard part is trying to just, stay focused and not have everything. Like, even after my first clutches this year, like some of those breeders, I know that if I get what I wanted from them, a couple of them I just have no need for because they're not continuously in my plans. If I get that genetic that I wanted from them. And then there's others that I probably would never let go. I'm be honest. Like, even regardless of the plans, like even with breeder animals, some of them develop personalities that you
they do.
Like some of them are literally just what they are, you know what I mean? Then there's other ones that I'm like, they're different,
Yeah, most definitely different. I guess I can break out a couple of the adults.
Yes, let's see some adults.
So I'm gonna break out my biggest egg layer first. She's okay. Yeah, just give me 1 second. I'm breaking her out first because she's the hardest one to deal with. Okay. So but I'm serious, like, man, every time I pull, like, this is a lot of people, people kind of bash me when I said it before, but this snake will literally eat 2 to 3 mediums in a week. In 1 week, and she might set for a week and a half and be ready to do it again. Like, and so every time I open her container, you'll think she's like an anaconda or something. She's literally coming out there. Yeah, it's fun. But yeah, I'm gonna go get her first.
I say it all the time. Ball pythons is the only thing I've experienced that with. I never experienced that with a retic.
Yeah, like they'll literally come on out there, like.
The 2 ball pythons I got from the last 2 I got from Bomb. I think they were the last 2. Yeah, them 2 are funny. Like, it's almost for sure that you better be prepared. They right there before you open it and then get them. They are a trip.
All right, here she goes. So right here, oh yeah, light colors again. Right here we have a black pastel lavender albino. She made me. It's my biggest egg layer right here. Who is it? No, sir. No, sir. Go talk to grandma. I already did. No, sir. Go play, buddy.
How big is she?
I think she is. Last year I weighed her, she was 3,200. Yeah. She might be pushing close to 4, because she might be pushing close to 4, somewhere around there. Once she stretches all the way out, she's like mainly thick, not long.
Okay.
Yeah, so when she goes, she's like super thick. I can't even get my hand around her now. Like, she's super thick.
And how many eggs has she given you in her last lay?
Her last lay was 13, and she was paired to the pastel acid lesser. So it made me some at black pastel acids, black pastel acid lessers. We got the sun right here, man. This is the boy right here. It's what is this? Pastel acid lesser, 100% head laugh.
That is pretty.
So made that little guy. Clean white belly. All right, let me put the big girl back. She's actually not.
As you doing that, like, what is your process? So when you when do you normally cut your do you cut your eggs, or you just wait till they hatch, or wait till one pip? It depends.
Yeah, it usually depends. If I'm like a day late or something and they pip, like they just pip. But I'm usually that guy that cuts earlier.
Okay.
I'm usually that guy, especially if it's something that I want to see, like this Mandarin clutch. I think I cut that on day. Now everybody just don't go off days. Like Billy from Mutation Crazy is definitely right. Don't go off the day. Go off of what the egg looks and feels like. Because I had some. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, these ones right here, that Mandarin clutch I just bought out, I cut it at day 48.
And they fine.
Yeah, they're all fine, all good to go. But there's other clutches that I can look at, and they're still big, bulky. Those ones you gotta let the egg deflate. Once it starts deflating a little, and then you can actually like feel the animal in there. Then you can cut. Then it's a certain process. Like a lot of people ask me, how do I do it? To where I get on YouTube. But yeah, you stay right there. So I get on YouTube and, well, not YouTube, Instagram Live, and I'll take the egg and I can literally just rip it and the steak pop out with no little sack, no nothing. People ask me how do I do it and stuff with that. Basically, you just take the egg, you cut it, whatever. But and then you stick it back in the incubator for like 3 days, and like it's like an eye visual thing. But once you learn that eye visual thing, you'll be able to just go in there. You already got the little slit from the earlier couple of days cut, and literally just go in there and just But be careful, because if you're not experienced at doing it, you can have a snake with the sack still there and it's not absorbed yet, and I gotta eyeball it. I don't go off date. So, and there's been some of them I have cut at day 62.
Okay.
And I feel they were still plump and big, and I still felt like those weren't ready. Like by the time I ripped them out their egg, it was probably like day 67, day 69.
Okay.
So, yeah.
When the ones that you cut at day 48, did you see a difference in their feeding patterns? Like, did they eat any differently than any other clutch?
That I don't see too much of a difference. Okay. Only time I seen a difference was leaving them in the incubator to leaving them out of the incubator. I did see a different feeding habit towards that. So if I do leave them in the incubator, I do notice they shed better, they shed faster. It's like they hit that cycle 2 times faster. So if you take them out the incubator and put them in a racking system or something like that, I noticed like the shed takes longer. You're literally going to hit that 10 to 14 day mark. If I have them in the incubator, they'll be shed out in a week. Like, we'll be good to go. Okay. But yeah, that's one thing I have noticed. It might not go for everybody, but that's how it goes over here in the beauty shop.
At the end of the day, that's what it has to be. It has to be what your experiences has taught you and what it worked for you. Because one thing you don't want to do is try somebody else's way and it don't work.
Yes, exactly. That's why I didn't want to give a day out, because I was like, man, if people start cutting on day 48, they're gonna hate me for life. Like, because my temperatures might not be your temperatures, and like my ambient temperatures, all that might not be the same as yours. Like, I got a window right here, so it could be way different from an enclosed room. So
exactly,
all that does have to count in effect and take matter. But I did notice when I do take them out the incubator, if I don't let them shed in the incubator, it takes longer for them to shed in this rack, and then get the process of eating, because you have to wait till they shed first and then feed. Usually sometimes I done had some pop out that pastel. I got a black pastel lesser, and I'll never forget it. Came out the egg biting. Like, that was my first snake. Came out the egg and bit me like clean.
Well, that's my first time ever touching the egg was at Ozzy's, and he's like, just go ahead and you can feel the egg tooth. And that was the first time I was like, the egg, literally, he was coming out the egg and he took his little egg tooth and you could feel it on my fingernail. And I thought that was so cool. So cool. Like, yeah. I love the experience like that. just the thought of life, like to be able to reproduce life in general, period. You know,
That's what the creative thing I love about it is because you can just take two normal looking snakes and you could probably make this or
don't know what's going to come out.
you don't know what's going to come. Right? Yeah, because I'm be honest, it's like the super entry ones I was showing earlier. I'm gonna be honest, that was like my lowest pairing clutch. I thought I was like, I'm just putting those two together. It's nothing special really gonna pop out. Right. But then once I actually seen in combinations and looked at them, and I was definitely highly amazed. Highly.
So what is your
I'm gonna put this girl back real quick. He give me 1 second. Put this girl back
because I don't look. I don't want you to take her off. I laugh at people who get bit by ball pythons.
Whew. All right, I'm back. I bought another little guest.
All right, love it.
So right here,
go solo so I can see. There we go.
So right here we have a ghost leopard.
That kind of like, wait a minute, that kind of gives you that blue ghost vibe, y'all. Have you heard of the blue ghost? You know what I'm talking about? Yep. That looks like it. Explain. Where did you get it?
I'm gonna be honest. The guy I got it from, he said he sold it to me as a ghost leopard, but he said he didn't know what was going on with it, and I got it as a pair, but he said they won't brothers and sisters. It was so weird, but regardless, I got them and grew them up, and this is what they started looking like. And like you said, that blue ghost, like I never seen a snake like this glow like this. But
let me tell you what's funny. So normally the blue ghost is hard to even see on camera. Those of y'all who know what I'm talking about, Big D's blue ghost, if y'all know what I'm talking about, like blue ghosts in person look totally different. That is even showing on camera.
He said it is. See, like, he just sold it to me as a ghost leopard. That was it. And I was like, all right, I'll take it. And, he had a male, had a female. I grew him up. And
so what are you doing with it to try to just work with it to see what it what it proves out?
So what? I can't see her tag from here.
Well, Pike, you see that? Don't tell me that don't look blue ghostish. I know Pike seen blue ghost. He know what I'm talking about.
So I think I'm going acid with this. I think I'm putting her to a pastel acid lesser. So because I like acid and leopard, together, and I haven't made one yet. So it's either that or I'm gonna take it to what I know best, a mandarin, and we're gonna have leopard mandarins, 100% head ghost, and you're gonna go that route. But I'm thinking I'm liking the acid route better with this.
Yeah, I only have one. Well, he's a combo, but I only have one snake that has acid in it, and that's the one gene that I wish I had purchased more up front. So eventually, although I'm not supposed to buy any snakes in Tinley, I can look for female acid single gene in Tinley.
I can probably help you out with that.
Okay, see, here we go. It has to be single gene.
I have a what's her color tag? I think I changed it to orange. This is it. Are you in there? Yup. There we go. There she is.
Oh, and she's tiny. Brand new. Ooh.
So what's the best way to do this? There you go. Ooh. So right here is a black pastel acid, 100% head laugh.
And that's the girl?
And it's a girl.
Look, stand right there. Don't move. Imagine this.
Hold on, I'll try to get a good pic. Let me turn it around. Stop looking at me. Go that way. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right. So the whole reason why I need the girl, I don't know if you can see him, Acid Black Pastel Butterfire. Well, let me put myself on solo. I don't think
I don't see.
There we go.
There we go. Yep, you said Acid
Black Pastel Butterfire.
Hey, you want to do a future pairing together?
This.
That's a male, right?
Yeah, he's a male. He's he's ready. Like I'm actually pairing him right now. The girl that I'm pairing him to doesn't have acid. Like he will make some heads with her. But yeah, so that's why I need the female. So we definitely need to talk about her.
Yeah. And then we gotta talk about a future breeding too, because I have a black pastel acid lesser female. And I would love to put that male to her.
Yeah, so he was gonna work with my girl. I mean, you right up the street. I can find you.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I'm gonna be honest with you. I took a risk of sending that snake to Texas, but the guy helped me out so much. I felt like I had to help him out, and then we bonded and got a good friendship. But right there, come on, get it. Let me show you her belly. Her belly is freaking amazing. Like,
beautiful. But yeah, so this is not only acid combo. So definitely, that's the one gene I want more acid and more lace. Like I came in wanting OD and Desert Golds and Archimel, but I really should have gotten more acid combos at least, especially in my females. But I'll produce some and get some.
Yeah, here goes my little female. She's a black pastel acid lesser.
Beautiful.
Yours brighter than mine though.
That is beautiful. Yeah. Well, this one got that butter in it too, though.
Yeah, the butter. Oh, you know what? You got butter, I got lesser, but yours is brighter. Hold on, what's all the genes again? I'm missing something. It gotta be. I'm missing
something. You're missing a fire. That's
fire. All. Okay, so that's what's making it super bright. I was like, hold on, I got to be missing something.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And I got him from Teron Moore right here. Actually, Teron lived too far from Ozzy. But for more pythons, he has some really nice things too. That's what I'm saying. There's so many breeders here in Maryland. So one of my goals, Benji, and I told you we got to talk more, is like getting our presence, like banded together at the shows. Do more together here in Maryland. I love the camaraderie that the Florida breeders have. The PA breeders is creating it. We need to create that, here in Maryland. There's a lot of female breeders here in Maryland, especially, black female breeders that I don't personally know. And I would love for us to do more, especially in the Southern Maryland area. We can have meetings at National Harbor, Haynes Point, and not have to worry about getting shot.
Is that Cadillac Ranch still open down there?
Cadillac Ranch is still open.
So
Cadillac Ranch, and we always go to Public House right across the street too. So I like Cadillac Ranch at night, Public House during the day, because jumping at night. The crazy thing is, I don't know if they brought the bull back after COVID. The bull doing COVID. Like, how y'all gonna take the bull? But because of COVID, they said y'all ain't gonna be up here spreading y'all COVID over our bull. So I'll have to see if they brought it back. But yeah, we can do so much together. When we in the bro group I guess it was about 3 years ago, we did a nice cookout in Drew Hill Park, which I thought was a nice turnout, really good for every kind of body kind of banded together to do that. So something like that, to that extent, if we can do that again, that would be pretty dope.
I'm definitely with that. Because I want to meet more breeders out here, and I figure like you can get a lot more done with networking. Like a lot more. If you want to fight for a cause, network. You want to make a beautiful animal, network. Like this is all getting together, and that's what I really want. Well, and now I can leave the state. Tinley, here I come. I'm definitely coming one of these days.
We're actually going to you should drive down. We'll fly down. Well, come if you're going to make a choice. Come to, in my opinion, come to the one in October. If you only got to come to one, come to the one in October. But if you can do both, come to the one in March and the one in October. So that's the only, like, if I don't do anything else, I do the Tinleys for personal reasons as well. Like Tinley, I love the fact that we kind of, usual suspects, we kind of all come together at that one time, and it's a riot. Second from the event itself, you know, just going to Derek's house, having a good time, relaxing, laughing, you know, it's a good time. But next year I definitely want to make, because I love California and I'm always in San Diego, so I'm hoping to make maybe not do one of my San Diego trips and get my husband to do Anaheim or something like that, or Pomona. So we shall see. All right. So, all right, guys, it has been, look, I told you, Benji, we try to stick to an hour. Is now an hour and 30.
35.
So we way more of your sun time than we said.
That's
So we definitely gotta touch bases this week. I'm interested in her and definitely that black pastel. We gotta talk about that because I definitely need the acid in the female. I need the acid in the female.
You see this, right? And you see this. This her tag.
Y'all see that
now, so that way she's not going nowhere.
I need her.
Oh shit! My other snake is escaping, trying to get in there. I'm not paying attention.
I want some shine.
No, really.
Yeah. But definitely it'll be interesting to do it if you don't mind. Like well, actually I'll tell them reach out to you. I would love for Big D to see that snake, that snake look blue ghostish.
This one? I want to say I made a real, did I? Was it? I can't remember if it was her or Yoshi. But I'll take, you know what? I do one even better. I'll take a picture of it and I send it to you.
Send it to me so I can share it with him, because I'm telling you, he's working the blue ghost too, and that's what it looked like.
If it is, I got something special on my hand because I sent the mail to Texas. Mail be back that by probably September, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so I definitely have both of them, and if that's the case, that mail, I'm gonna bring him back, and I'm gonna hit them together because he's a leopard, she's a leopard, super leopard ghost. I'm with it.
Yeah, that's a pretty snake.
Thank you.
All right, guys. So we appreciate you hanging out with us this afternoon. Bosa has dropped Benji's Instagram in the chat.
Thank you.
Because clearly everybody knew how live these snakes were and how nice they were. I think I started realizing about 45 days ago. I think Benji had made a comment on one of my lives, and I started following you, and then I started looking at your snakes, and I'm like, ooh, you got some nice snakes. Thank you, Stan. Again, I just appreciate bringing on people, and for anybody who watches this back and watches the replay, I want to make it clear that anybody is welcome on this platform. If you're positive, you're doing reptiles in one way, shape, or form, you don't have to be breeding. If you're just loving what I'm doing, reptile activities, community outreach, and things like that, that is what I want to bring to this platform. I want people to know the people who are known, but the people who are not as known as well as too, but like a Benji or Tehran, who I spoke about, who is definitely creating some amazing animals, or Pike. But we'll talk about that off camera. But there's amazing people that are great productions who are producing amazing animals on a quiet level. And I call them a bunch of Levances, because Levance was that way. Just producing a whole bunch of heat, and then blam, there you go. We got a lot of people who are doing that, and let's get to know them before they, become straight fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, can I end it with this?
It's on Florida. Ooh, y'all see? That's the Mandarin.
That's the pastel banana mandarin inchi pause head pod. Another meal. Another meal.
Yes.
And I would like to say too, thank you for having me on your show. I enjoyed. I felt love. Feel nothing but love.
Of course.
I'd love to be back again. Your audience have been nice, keeping me laughing. Nothing but love, guys.
There's nobody else that I know who's right here with me in Southern Maryland that I know doing snakes. So it's really cool to have somebody close by. Like I said, maybe We'll see each other. I'll keep you posted on all the Maryland Reptile shows because most of them are very convenient for me and you. Other than the one that's in York, PA, even that's not too far compared to a Hamburg or something like that. So definitely, maybe one day that we can set something up and meet at Fort Washington National Park, you and the wife, and me and the husband, and get more acquainted.
Sweet. I'm definitely down for it.
Definitely, I can use some of your expertise on the breeding side. You being close by, like maybe you can come when I cut my first eggs. So that's what I'll call you.
Yes, we can go live at the same time. Get everybody on there.
Yes, that would be cool. So maybe you can come over and help us cut the first set of clutches. That would be dope.
Sweet, and I might just get my first burn when you reach, my big snakes from you.
Well, if anybody gets a big snake from me, one thing I can guarantee you, they're going to come to you manageable. And if you because for everybody who gets a retic from me, it's going to come with a handwritten care management book from me. I don't care what nobody else tell you about how they keep their snakes. These is how their mama was kept. This is how their daddy was kept. I'm going to suggest you keep them this way.
Yeah. And I definitely will, darling. I definitely will.
All right. Thank you so much, Benji. You stay there for 1 second. We're going to say bye to the chat. Everybody have an amazing day.
Peace.